Hi, and welcome back to my channel. This is Marcia Van's Art, coming to you from the Finger Lakes region of New York State. Today we're going to be doing a how-to video, how to make this thank you gift project. Also could be used as a wall hanging, a wall decoration, a doorknob decor, if you punched a hole in the top. But it's a few steps to get to this, but we'll start with, I'll take these flowers out so you can see the background. We're going to spray mist this over lace to start this project. So I'll put these things aside and we'll begin. This is the lace we'll be using. And I like to do it on a piece of file folder. It seems to work really well on this, and it gives you some sturdiness, some stability. I'm going to stand up for this so I can see what I'm doing. This does get a little bit messy, so it's good to have some paper towels handy, but here we go. Well, let's see what we've got. Get this green off of my hands. There we go. Now the little dots don't bother me, but what you can do is you can blot them, especially if you want to get started right away on your project. Dry them off a little bit. Or you could use a hairdryer on them. The lace flowers give a really nice texture to this piece. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit, and we'll move on to another part of this. So we'll remove that. And now that this is all the spraying I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this paper. I don't want to get all that possibly transferred to another part of the project. So one of the things we have to do is stencil this bird. We talked about stenciling last time, so I thought I would continue. I'm going to take this ribbon off so you can see this a little bit better. So we're stenciling a bird. We're stamping a piece of paper, and we're going to be putting a stamp here too. The bird is sending you an airmail thank you gift. That was kind of my thought process. So we'll put him right there. This stencil is the one I used, this bird down here. And I did that on a piece of, well, you can do it on more of the file folder, or I'm going to take this piece of white. It's pretty thick cardstock because I wanted it sturdy, because we're going to have to cut it out after, and I wanted it to be lifted up a little bit from the project. So we'll get started on this, and actually I want to spray this a little bit first, just a little bit. Give them a little bit of that turquoisey look there. Such a pretty color. This mist is from Tattered Angels. It's called Glamour Mist. I'm not sure if it's even still available, but you could always make your own from inks or dyes. I'm sure they have something like that still available in the stores. And let's start with let's start with the orange. I'm picking orange because it is a complementary color to the blue-green. And so we know it's going to go well with the project. So I'm going to start here in the breast area. Again, using the Distress inks. They're Tim Holtz products. Same ones we used in the last piece we did. And again, not getting too heavy. And then I also want to go over that with a copper tone. These are Brilliance. Also sold in most of your craft stores. And that's a little bit deeper color. So it gives us another dimension of color. Remember to tap off again on your paper towel like we talked about last time. This one's going to be a little richer in color, which is fine. I don't mind that. And now we'll go for the Distress Oxide. That is Vintage Photo. For this, I'm going to use a little dauber because we're working in a smaller area and I don't want to overdo it here. We'll put on the branch and the Vintage Photo and come back a little bit with a little bit and darken it a little bit for a little more dimension. Actually, I'm going to use a darker color here for okay, that should do it for the bird. We do have to cut them out. Before we do that, though, let's stamp. This is a stamp that says thanks. Pressing down hard to make sure it transfers well. There we go. Thanks, it says, kind and grateful thought, gratitude, an expression of gratitude or appreciation. Polite and informal expression of gratitude for benefit received or kindness rendered, acknowledging good things. Nice, very nice little statement. Then also, we have to do this for this part here that is attached. And it's just a special delivery and a postage. The bird is giving you a special delivery. So let's stamp that. Well, I'm not sure what I'd do with my foundation piece, but we'll try and do it without it. This one I'm using archival ink, aquamarine. There it is. Flower was over top of this. Before we do that though, we have to do this one. I'm going to put a background in it first. Going to use these little like dewdrops, I guess you could say. I'm going to stamp right on top of this little label. These labels you can make yourself, very simple. And on top of that, we're going to do the aquamarine again. A postage stamp. And we're going to do the special delivery also. So let's ink those up again. We'll get this out of the way. There we go. That takes care of that part. So we all have all those little vital things already done. To cut this out, I'm first going to cut around the bird so it's easier to deal with. Then using my smaller scissors. Was gold leafing something this morning and still have it on the scissors. Just kind of go around the outside edges. Close to the lines, but not on them. It's always interesting to go around rounded areas. Not always the easiest to do. Go in here. I'm going to go back out around the branch. This is a little bit on the tedious side, at least it is for me. And this paper is really thick, so it's a little bit harder to deal with. So let's trim off this piece here so it's easier for me to get around. And let's see here, we're going to go down into here a little bit like this, where the bird is. Turn, come back around. I've been painting this morning, so don't mind my nails. They're a little bit the turquoise color side. So what I want to do now is kind of fill in this area in here with a light shading of this aqua to go with the rest of the background. Sure what I did with that. See if we can do this way. And I don't really care if I go over the other, it's fine. It's dark enough that it's not gonna make a difference here. Even here, go over this a little bit, just lightly. Okay, I'm happy with that. So that part of the bird is done. Let's just trim out these sayings. Hopefully some of you have tried stenciling since my last video. After this video, we'll be going on to do something different. And there'll be another tutorial on how to use your painting in your everyday journals, your gift giving, whatever it is in your life that you do to enjoy your creative abilities. So there's those. So we have that covered. Get rid of these. Check and make sure this is still going. Yep, good. So this stencil, I believe I got it at Joann's, not sure, but one of those craft stores. And this we have to add special delivery and postage stamp to it. And I think I'm going to go around the edges with this vintage photo. Whoop. Just to give it some definition, as well as the postage stamp. There. We'll set those aside until we're ready to use them. Now, let's go back to our original piece here. It's dried up, and the pattern I used is one I made. It's 5 3/4 inches wide and 6 1/4 inches tall. And to make the top semicircle, I just took a pot and put it up and marked around it. This is a 6 1/4 inch pot, so it worked out perfectly. And that's what created this. So that's all there was to that. So let's find where we want to put this. I'd say right here. So we'll trace around it. This project should only take you about a half hour, probably at the most. And it will be a nice gift to give to someone. Nice thank you gift. Or you can put it in your journal. I'll show you that in the end. And use it as a pocket, because there will be a pocket down here in the front. And we have to cut that out over here. Actually, I'm going to cut it out on this aqua colored cardstock, available at Michael's or other craft stores. And this will be the front pocket, which we will be stenciling also. Get these cut out and I'll show you where this goes. Also, you can make a backing for this out of the same aqua cardstock, and it'll give it some stability and will make it much more sturdy. The file folder is quite sturdy, quite nice, but it still needs a little bit more, in my opinion, sturdiness to keep it stiff. So this will go here, like so. And we will go ahead and keep that for the backing of this piece. I'm going to actually use this to put on here because it goes with this better. So again, I will trace around this. This will be our lining to the pocket. I could have cut these out beforehand, but I wanted to show you how it all happened. So here we are. Glue these two together once I'm done stenciling the front. And get these out of the way. Save those for tags or other things that you might use in your journals or your gift giving. And now we have to stencil this. And I chose this little diamond shaped piece because I thought it reminded me of, I don't know, bird feet. So I was looking for something to hold it down, and I don't know where my tape has gone to. Oh well. I'm going to take the vintage photo and go over with some dimensional stenciling, not totally covering up the background. I did tape off around this so it wouldn't transfer any other areas. See there? And then we just move on like we did in my last video with the canvas cover. I'm hoping that you all tried doing the canvas cover. If not out of canvas, you could have put it on paper and decorated your items for your home or for gift giving. Okay, we have to move it down a little bit. Again, we'll line it up. Now, if you want to, you can go over that with more of the aquamarine to kind of blend it in. You could even spray over top of this if you wanted to. Most of it's going to be covered with our bird and our thank you and so forth, but this just kind of gives it a little bit more dimension. Let's see how our bird looks on here. I'm going to go around the edges of this thanks with a little bit of this aqua. Well, we're having really beautiful weather here. It's really been super, and so nice to be outside and doing what you do. I have a studio, an art studio in my backyard, and yesterday I was over there painting. I do a lot of fluid painting, so I was over there working on some projects that we're going to be doing in the future. So stay tuned for that, because that will be a lot of fun. Okay, I'm going to cut out this label. I backed this label with some brown cardstock just to give it some stability. Again, I didn't want it to be too flimsy. And we will attach this after, like right up there. So I want the bird's beak to be over the top of the thanks, like he's carrying it in his beak. I didn't do a very good cutting job on the bottom of this, did I? Let's fix this if I can. All right. At this point, we glue this. Again, this is not as straight as I'd like it to be. No, I think I'm going to use my trimmer. Sometimes you just can't get it straight. So we have 1, 2, 3, 5 elements. Need to punch a little hole here for the special delivery tag. And this is the tiniest of holes, a hole punch. And then we'll use a brad to attach it. And if I can open it, there we go. This could be actually be sewn all around if you are a sewer, but if you're not, I'll show you how you can just end up gluing it, and that's fine. I would like to go around the edges first with a little bit of more of this aquamarine, just to give it some finishing edge. That. All right, let's glue this on. I'll be using glitter glue today. Really great glue down 3 sides. So we can form a pocket where you can put in there whatever you like. You can put in another note. You can put in the flowers as I showed you in the beginning. Or come up with your own ideas. Great little project to mail, or you can put in your journal. This one, I believe I'm going to put on the back of one of my journals. It's a bird journal, so it'll be appropriate with a bird on the front. I'll show that to you in a minute. And if you need to trim, you do so. I also want to put a backing on it that makes it stiffer. So I won't take the time to show you that. I think we all know how to do that. You just glue it on. And I want to put this here. I don't want the special delivery to cover it necessarily. I just want it to be there. And like I said before, the bird's beak, as though he's delivering it to the recipient. There we go. Let's trim this off a little bit. It's a little bit too long. There. So I'm going to place the bird first. Again with the glitter glue. You can use tacky glue. You can use any of those glues that are your favorites. Adjust them a little bit there. This is a really fast-acting glue. Put that to the side. I'm going to do this and then slide it underneath his beak. And there we have. Next we can slide on this. Actually, let's retie it. Be easier, I think, in the long run. Retie this. This is our backing piece. I'll put that over there. This is just netting that I think I bought it on a roll at Hobby Lobby. They have really nice nettings on rolls, and I use them a lot because they just add that, I don't know, kind of a dressed up look, which I like. And if you're giving this as a thank you gift, you want it to look as nice as possible. Trim it off a little bit. But the nice thing about this type of lacing is you can see through it. So you can see everything that it says. So we have our special delivery thank you note with the bird. And then, like I said before, you can put in, either write your note and put it in there, and include some flowers. And you're ready to go. So that's our little thank you gift. And this is a bird journal that I'm working on. So I thought it would be nice to put it on the back of this journal. So I'll put it right here. I'll glue it on. And it'll be a nice feature for the back. Now, hope you enjoyed this. If you did, like and subscribe, and to the just above the subscribe button is a little arrow that will tell you description and different facts if you hit it, and I'd appreciate it if you would do that. And hopefully you enjoyed this and you'll be making your own very soon. Thank you. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.